You might be getting ready to record or release your first single, EP, or album, but what are the differences between a single versus EP versus album? In this video, I'm going to go over what the differences are and how Spotify and even iTunes treat the different releases. I'm Zane, welcome to Simple Green Tech, where I do weekly audio tech tips, tutorials, and reviews to help you conquer the tech and unleash your creativity. So first, I'm going to go over the basic differences, and then I'll talk about how Spotify and iTunes treat your different releases or how they categorize them. And first up, what makes a single? A single is 1 to 3 tracks, and the total duration can be no more than 30 minutes, meaning all of your tracks combined can be no longer than 30 minutes. Plus, each of your tracks must be under 10 minutes long. So if even one of those tracks is 10 minutes or longer, then this will make your single an EP on iTunes. Lately, EPs have become very popular to release. They're short enough that you can crank them out quicker when compared to a full-length album, and they also give your listener a bit of a bigger sampling of your music compared to a single. So what makes an EP? Well, to have your release be considered an EP, it must be 4 to 6 tracks and can be no longer than 30 minutes in length. So all of your tracks combined on your EP can be no longer than 30 minutes. If the total running time on either your single or your EP is longer than 30 minutes, then it's going to be considered an album. Now, for years, albums were the primary method for releasing music, but that's changed since artists and musicians now have the ability to crank out more music more often. But there's still something great about releasing a full-length album, even if it has some of your singles that you previously released and maybe you include a couple of new songs, or maybe it's just a collection of a bunch of your singles put together on one album with some new artwork, and you can give a bit of a discount on it. So what makes an album? Well, before I answer that, I just want to ask if you're enjoying this video so far and getting some value out of it, can you please hit the thumbs up button? It really helps my channel out and I appreciate it so much. Now, what makes a full album? Well, it must be 7 tracks or longer, or it could have a total running time, like I said earlier, of 30 minutes or longer. So you could have a 2-track album and your 2 tracks are maybe 15 minutes in length each, and that's an album. Or you could have 8 tracks and each track is under 2 minutes long. So say 16 minutes in total runtime, but you still have 8 tracks and that's still an album. So if you create a lot of progressive music that has longer run times, then you're likely going to be releasing what's considered a full album, even if you have fewer tracks than 7. So what's the difference between a single versus EP versus album on stores like Spotify and iTunes? Well, on iTunes, if you release a single and you don't include the word single in the title, then iTunes may actually add single to the title of your track. Now, if you release a single to Spotify, it doesn't change the name of your track, but it does categorize it in the singles category. And if you release an EP on iTunes and you don't include EP in any of your tracks, then iTunes may actually add EP to all of the track names in that release. If you release an EP on Spotify, it doesn't change the name of your tracks, but it does categorize them in the EP category. Now, if you release an album on iTunes or Spotify, there's no changing in the title. So there are also some pricing differences, and I'm not talking about the price to actually release them. I'm talking about the price that you can charge to your fans. And by default, I think a single is 99 cents per track, but I think you can also change this to 69 cents or $1.29. But if you release an EP or an album, you can still set the tracks to 99 cents each or one of the other options, but you also can give your fans a little bit of an incentive to purchase all of your tracks together by giving a discount on purchasing the entire EP or the entire album. One thing to note is if your individual tracks combined are lesser than the price you set for the album, then it will go with the lesser price for the album. Now I have a question for you. Have you recently released music on iTunes or Spotify and all the other stores, or will you be releasing some music very soon? Let me know down in the comments. Now, if you don't have a distributor for your music yet, I've included a link down in the description to DistroKid. That's who I've been using lately to release my music. And no, this video is not sponsored by DistroKid. It's just I use them and I really enjoy their service. It's easy to use and they get you on all the platforms. You can release as much music as you want anytime you want, and they'll get you on Spotify, iTunes, and all the big platforms. They also get you the Spotify verified artist badge on your Spotify account. Plus, if you use the link down below, you get a 7% discount on their service, which I think is around $20 for the basic service. So be sure to check out that link to DistroKid that's down in the description. Save that money and start releasing your music. I found that by having the DistroKid account, I've started to create more and more music because I can release as much as I want whenever I want. Also, if you get the Musician Plus or the label account on DistroKid, you can release music under different band names. So maybe you have a couple of different projects with different band names, then you can do that. Also, this allows you to change the music label name that you release your music under. So maybe you can start your own record label locally and get some local artists and start releasing their music to Spotify and iTunes and all those places. It's super easy to set up payments for all of your band members and maybe any artists that you collaborate with. And I've actually got a video where I go through the whole upload process on DistroKid, so you can check that out. I'll link to that down in the description as well. So yeah, let me know about any music that you've recently released or are going to be releasing very soon. And if you want to check out that DistroKid video that I did, it should be on the screen right now. You can click on that, or you can click on the other video on the screen to see what YouTube recommends. If you like this video, can you please give it a thumbs up? Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. For Simple Green Tech, I'm Zane. Keep creating, and we'll talk soon.